Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill, or extra daily dose, I suppose to say. Today we are going to play with a Pz.Kpfw, and yes, this is a German version of the KV-1. Why we are taking a look at this tank? Because you can get this tank for free if you were farming Wargaming drops, right? And this is one of the tanks that you can get. I haven't played that much with this vehicle, I must admit that. I played with this tank for 17 games so far, and it did not left a humongous impression for me as being epic or excellent. I think the standard KV-1 is better, and standard KV-1 has just simply more guns to offer, and overall it has better things to offer, at least in my opinion. Nevertheless, I rated this vehicle as a 3 out of 5. It, like I said, it's nothing too crazy, nothing too special. Average all over the board with okay gun handling, but alpha damage is kind of low, and looks like community does agree with me as well. And plus on top of that, fellas, you can log in to the index via our gaming API, and you can raid the tanks yourself if you have more than 50 games. Also, one more important thing, fellas, if you are not aware of that, this is Skillful 2 extra channel, so if you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe, it's free. And if you, at one point, you won't enjoy the content, you can always unsubscribe as well, right? So thank you very much for that, I appreciate you. We are going to go ham with a lower tier content, and overall what you can expect here, you can expect to see the highlights from the Twitch with epic games, or very, very good games, and you can expect to see me playing with the lower tier mother trackers as well, right? Okay, so what do we want to do? We want to play on the Redshire standard battle tier 6 matchmaking. Okay, this is going to be fine. We are not going to rush too much here. I think we are going to be just fine, and I think we are going to make the things work properly. We will knock the trees down here, and if enemies are going to be aggressive, we are going to slap the living crap out of them. The gun 110 alpha damage for a tier 5 heavy tank. It is to the lower side, but it's okay. 115 penetration, 790 shell velocity, nothing too crazy. And if you are loading gold, 160 millimeters of penetration is actually kind of alright, and we definitely cannot complain about that. As you can see, hitting the long range shots with this tank is far away from being an easy task or easy way to do the things, but once again we are feeling kind of alright, and we are going to be fine. All we need to do, we need to open our eyes, and we need to try to punish enemies for their mistakes and for their stupidity. Now, extremely important thing to highlight, this is a lower tier matchmaking, so most of the folks are relatively blind, right? And we definitely can abuse this this situation quite a bit, and we can slap the heavy lines in the heavy tanks in the heavy line quite well, right? As you can see, pre-aiming is definitely one of the harder parts in this type of situation, but once again we are feeling kind of alright, and we are okay. Undoubtedly, since we are playing against the higher tier heavy tanks, we are going to make sure to shoot quite a bit of the APCRs, which is completely fine, and the tourist BR is just traveling through the middle of the field like there is no tomorrow. Quite crazy if you would ask me. In the higher tier game, stuff like this would never happen, at least in my opinion, because if someone is going full throttle low mode like this and going back, usually they would get slaughtered. But once again, lower tiers in the world of tanks is a bit of the kindergarten level, which is completely fine. This is how entry game into the game should look like, right? Now, speaking about the purchasing this tank, you know, for real money or for points or for anything else, this tank isn't the best tank in the world of tanks, okay? Just to highlight that straight and to say that in the face, it's not the best tank in the world of tanks overall. But I would never call this tank a biggest used toilet paper either, right? I do not really think this tank deserves any hate or something. I think it is a casual tier 5 tank. It's not bad, it's not great, it's somewhere in the middle of those lines, and you can still dust it once in a while, right? If you would ask me, would I pay a real money for this? Absolutely not, fellas. Absolutely not. I think there is better choices in the game. But looking into this situation, as you can see, once in a while you can definitely, like a blind chicken, you can find a grain and you can just simply beat the living crap out of the enemies like there is no tomorrow. And this is exactly what we are looking for in this type of situation, right? It's alright. All we want to do, we want to make sure that we can punish the enemies who are trying to be a bit more aggressive towards us, and we want to make sure that they would regret their life choices, right? That's all we want to do at this point. We are just chilling, we are having a great time. Now, in the same time, fellas, we are spotting for our artists. What that basically means, it is a good stuff, fellas, and we can get plenty of the use. Tourist KV-1, I love tourists with all my heart, fellas. Tourists are the best in World of Tanks, and I very much appreciate the newer players overall, right? I mean, I am showing so much appreciation for this gentleman. It is absolutely crazy. Shot by shot, we are showing the appreciation for him. I love it, I enjoy it, and I think he had the best time ever as well. That's good. We had a great time as well. Very, very nice. We are going to be eternally happy for this gentleman, right? That's good. By the way, did you notice the difference between the standard ammunition and between the gold? It is absolutely insanity how much slower the standard ammunition is. That leads to my point and my rating on the index page as well. If you would pay attention over there, fellas, you would see that ammunition is rated 2 stars. What that means? That means I would highly recommend to carry more gold ammunition than a standard ammunition, right? Not the first time, not the last time. There are some tanks that definitely deserves or asks for more gold compared to the standard ammunition, right? I mean, see how much we need to pre-aim in order to feel good about ourselves. Absolutely ridiculous. Definitely ridiculous, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. That's okay. So we are going to go back to APCR spam right here. Very, very nice. We are just trying to get as much use as we physically and possibly can. And I think this is the moment whenever we are trying to make a bit of pressure. Very, very nice. Once again, our saving grace in this game is that we made the decision not to make pressure into the heavy line instantly. Because if we would be playing in the heavy line instantly, the situation would have been 10 times worse, I can guarantee you that. We would just simply get bullied by the KV-2 and M6 and we would cry forever and ever. So that was the correct decision, even though we were playing like a pussies in a way, right? But sometimes, fellas, pussy play is the right play, right? Sometimes, even though you are playing with a heavy tank, you are bottom tier, you do not necessarily need to follow the book, because book says that, oh my bananas, you must play aggressively. No, absolutely not. Don't listen to that. It's not necessarily the case, right? It very much depends on the situation. Meanwhile, we know where Arta is sitting at, so that is a good thing. We are going to make quite a bit of pressure. We are eliminating this guy just like so. KV-1 is using the long PP. That is very, very weird decision from the KV-2 side. Well, it's not the fun decision, you know? He's not having a lot of fun playing with this gun, but maybe guy is playing for Mark of Excellence and being stable. It's just simply better with this gun. At least this is how I look into all of this. Meanwhile, we found the Arta. We are slapping the living crap out of this mother trucker and we are watching him burn. Beautiful. Very, very nice. We are doing very, very good stuff right there, right? This is exactly what we are looking for, and look at this beauty, fellas. If it is not an ace wanker, then I do not know how ace wanker is looking like in this game, truly. Holy bananas, what a great start for our game. What a great start for our game, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful. Oh, come on. Let me penetrate him, please. Unfortunately, we cannot penetrate him. That's okay. We are not going to cry over this. We are just simply going to make as much pressure as we physically and possibly can in this type of situation, right? Nothing too crazy. That's okay. Can we get one more kill? This is the question. I am looking towards this M6 and I'm dreaming about him dead. Unfortunately, we could not finish this guy off. It's okay. Last but not least, there is a Panzer who is sitting in the bush right there. So what do we want to do? We want to try to eliminate him from the game, and can we do that? We can't, but 7 kills is very, very, very good score overall, and we cannot complain about this. Fellas, would you look at that? 3.3 thousand combined score. Once again, everything was depending on our decision. Since we made a decision to play safe, we had a great situation because enemy simply cleared the heavy line, and after that rest was history because we could pretty much farm everyone, right? So this is exactly what we are looking for, and that's how we are getting awarded. Mwah. Beautiful. Would you look at that beauty, fellas? Would you look at that beauty? Solid ace, Top Gun, patrol duty with a heavy tank without optics, high caliber, 2.7 thousand damage, 7 kills, 1,000 assisting damage, beautiful 1.8 thousand base experience. Absolutely amazing and absolutely glorious game. And in the same time, we made 56,000 profits, although most of the profits are coming from completing the mission because I was firing so many APCR rounds, but that just simply makes sense being bottom tier heavy and just slapping heavies, right? Let's keep it up. So far, we are doing very, very well. Okay, round number 2, Widepark standard battle. There's plenty of the heavy tanks, so what am I thinking about in this type of situation? I'm thinking about side scrapping right here and trying to punish every and each person who is trying to peek here. I think this should work fine. Overall, if I would play with a medium tank or with a tank with a baton of the gun depression, I would play towards the middle. But in this type of situation, I do not really think I have anything to do. And if we are going to be lucky, we are going to meet Almighty Tog and we can farm him, right? That's all we need for a full happiness. Kill you, dirty farmer. Yes, please call me dirty, fellas. This is what I like and this is what I appreciate. Call me dirty, please. Okay. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So now this is the typical play with a heavy tank in this type of situation. We are trying to side scrap and we are just simply trying to beat the living crap out of the bloody Tog peeking through the middle of the field and going through the middle of the field overall, right? Okay, what do we have? We have a lot of sniper schnitzels in the back, which I have no chance to outspot by my own, right? So that's a bit of the complicated situation, but we are going to be just fine. Beautiful. Luckily, our team managed to eliminate this T-34. That's great. And all I am dreaming about this KV-1, because that's all I need, you know? That's all I need. Oh, would you look at that. Mr. Tog in the middle of the field. Yeah, poor Tog. Can I say he's a poor Tog? I mean, playing with a Tog is already a bad sense of the humor, right? So I would not say poor Tog, I would say great Tog. Thank you very much for feeding starving World of Tanks population, because I do not know what we would do without you. Very, very nice. This is what we want to see and this is what we are appreciating. This is the moment whenever I'm going to relocate, because armor doesn't last or doesn't stand of this tank. So we are simply going to relocate quite a bit and we will try to play in the middle instead, because hopefully our gun depression will hold up and hopefully we can farm this VK or this KV-2 or overall some sniper schnitzel sitting from the back, right? This is what I am dreaming about at the moment and this is what I would love to see. Meanwhile, since we have some folks playing in the open field, okay, I cannot hit him, that's fine. Since we have some folks playing in the middle of the field, we are just trying to farm them like there is no tomorrow, right? Nothing too crazy, nothing too special, nothing unusual. We are just simply trying to get as much use as we physically and possibly can in this type of situation. Nice. Our Tog made a decision to make a bit of pressure. That's completely fine and this is all right. So what we are going to do now, we are going to try to peek just like so. And we will try to get some use of the folks that are playing here, right? Nothing too crazy. It will take some time until this guy will turn around, so we are just simply punishing him 4 times. I would say actually 5 times. Yeah, that's it. Enemies are not the wisest there, and this is completely fine. This is what we want to see, fellas. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful play by us. Beautiful play by our team. We farmed quite a bit of the use. We have a bit of the assisting damage from the left and from the right side, you know. So this is overall okay. Typical tier 5 shittery heavy tank, fellas. I do not see anything extraordinary. Plus on top of that, I need to highlight one important thing, that spamming gold is pretty much must with the tanks like this, right? If you are not spamming gold, you are going to have plenty of the problems, and even bloody panzers that are playing in the middle of the field are going to be problematic to deal with, right? I mean, you can see we cannot even penetrate the bloody panzer. So I think this is overall worthy information. What is good whenever you are playing with heavy tanks, right? You have plenty of the hit points to spare, and you can go and be tiny touch more aggressive compared to the anyone else over there. And also we got a love tap from almighty KV-2. KV-2 said, "You thief, I hate you. I hate you." This is what KV-2 just said. Good. Very, very good game, fellas, and I am definitely feeling completely alright with this, and I am feeling just fine, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. So what do we have? We have 1.4 thousand damage, 1.1 thousand assisting damage, we got a first class, we got a steel wall, so we are happy about this performance, thank you very much, and we got 19,000 profits as well, pretty much because we had credit boosters available from the clan side. That's why we are gaining some credits in this type of situation. Also, I really want to highlight one thing, that we are going to mark this tank eventually on the main account, but I cannot promise you when, because it's definitely not the priority, you know, overall. So yeah. Okay, fellas, last but not least is the most difficult game so far. Ensk is very, very nice overall, but what is bad is obviously the tier 7 matchmaking. We are not going to give up, we are not going to cry about this, we are just going to do the things properly, and we are going to have our chin up, even though matchmaking is politely saying F you. It's okay. How we are going to do the things here, we are going to be relatively aggressive. And my mission overall is to play here around the corner and try to punish every and each light tank that is trying to play in this position. So nothing too crazy, nothing unusual. This is what we are looking for, right? Since we are shooting light tanks, we do not necessarily need to shoot the gold. Plus on top of that, we are just destroying this house, so our folks would have a bit better angles. Meanwhile, light tanks are screaming and trying to run away. This is exactly what we are looking for. Very, very nice. This is just straight up beautiful. Very, very good, fellas. Very good. So, how we could get involved in this situation? I am just simply going to make pressure together with this Papa M6. I am saying, my man, go together with me and let's dominate the world together. This is what I am saying. Unfortunately, I bounced at the shot here, but it doesn't really change absolutely anything. This gentleman is definitely in the deep poo-poo hole. He's trying to escape, and I'm saying not today. Not today. He is just banged into the wall, and he is saying, "Oh my bananas, I have never seen such a powerful tier 5 tank. I have never seen such a powerful tier 5 tank." And you see, this is what I'm talking about, fellas. Fellas, we are just making pressure. It doesn't matter that we are bottom tier mother truckers here. We are showing the maximum dominance, and we are saying, you know what, I'm not here to give up. I'm not here about to cry about RNG or matchmaking. We are here to take our balls in the hand and to make a hardcore pressure. By the way, this session with this tank is very, very good. Honestly speaking, we are literally slapping the living crap out of the enemies right here. This is very, very, very good what we are doing. I think this is the moment whenever we are going to load the gold ammunition. And do you see this Mr. Vaka sitting in the base? Yeah, he thinks that he is doing a good job. Unfortunately, it's not the case. Unfortunately, it is not the case for him. I mean, it would be a bit better if our light tank would move. But that's okay. We have a lemming train of the enemies just making a hardcore pressure, but to be completely honest with you, we have many guns, so we can simply push them back, right? Our team is definitely winning this game. Our team is definitely winning this game, fellas. By the way, I believe I can definitely highlight that the gun of this vehicle is not phenomenal, or it's not the best gun in the world of tanks. And once again, it's not a bad thing that the tank has average gun in the tier 5, right? It just means that it doesn't really have too much of the things to offer, and once again, it is completely fine. You cannot expect every tank to be broken or to be overpowered in the world of tanks, right? I mean, you can expect that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it is going to be the case. Meanwhile, we are sitting on 1,700 damage and we are doing absolutely glorious job. Mr. Stug is sitting in the corner, and oh boy, he's not going to enjoy whenever he's going to see how many forces are coming to him straight, you know? And our guys are thinking only about one thing. Stug, kill the Stug. Good. For being a bottom tier, fellas, overall, this session with this tank is very successful. Fellas, I really want to highlight that this tank is not as good as you have seen in this session. I am just simply lucky. And sometimes lucky sessions will happen. Sometimes you will have a bad session with a good tank, and sometimes you are going to have a good session with a bad tank or with average tank. And in this type of situation, fellas, we were perfect, we were fine. Ace Wanker, and after that, 2 back-to-back first classes with a good performance. 1,800 damage, 400 assisting damage, 2 kills, very nice. Tier 1, Ace Wanker tier 1, or I supposed to say the first class Confederate medal, and we finished everything by being top by experience and second by the damage, and we made 53,000 profits because we were not spamming that much gold in this situation. Very nice. Very nice. And our performance overall is, this is a tier 5 tank, fellas. Can we take a second to appreciate this? With a tier 5 tank, we got 2,000 damage and 900 assisting damage. This score would be good for tier 6 and even tier 7 tanks. So yeah, we were lucky. Would I recommend to buy this vehicle overall? Nah. I don't really think this tank has that much things to offer, and I would not say it's the best tank in the world of tanks, you must buy it, otherwise you are going to miss so much of the content. No, it's definitely not the case. Anyways, fellas, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you. I hope you had a blast together with us. And once again, this is our extra channel. Please subscribe because it costs absolutely nothing, and that's how you can show your love for this disgusting baboon as well. Thank you. I appreciate you, and see you very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.